Hi guys. So today I thought I would show you some things that I've been working on that are outside of my usual like design team projects and all that stuff. I watch a lot of YouTube. I think that the person I was watching was Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah. I could have those mixed. It could be a different person. It could be a different name. I really have a hard time with names. So anyway, what they were doing was they were taking like fragments of things that they had in their stash, just leftovers, whatever, and putting them together in like a collage. To me, they most look like something you would put on a page as a pocket or put on a cover, or I mean, you could virtually do anything with them, but they were really cool. And so y'all know that my boyfriend has had an upholstery shop with his mom, and so I have a lot of fragments of material at my disposal. Anyway, so what I did was I took a lot of fragments of things out of my stash, and I cut fragments of materials that I had lying around, and I created some of the items that they were talking about making on this website or this YouTube. I think it was Shabby Dabby Doodah, but I'm not sure. Anyway, let me just show you some that I made. Again, like this is a vintage tea card, some green stamps. All this is fabric from my boyfriend's shop, some labels. This was a remnant of fabric from his shop, and I used everything. I used like little tiny charms and brads, and this I think was some washi. And yeah, so, and these can be any direction. Obviously they're not super directional. Some of them. This one's directional because it has a lady on it. She'd be standing on her head if we turned it the other way around. I used some of these pins without the loop on the end. Put some beads on some of them. Let's see. Here's another one. This was an offcut from something I had been making earlier. And then I just like zipped around all of them with a sewing machine with a couple different stitches because I have a really cool sewing machine that has like a billion stitches on it. Here's some die cuts I had laying around of gears from a previous project. And most of the things that are printed were things that I had, printed for other projects. And, this is basically what it ended up as. And I'm just gonna show you what I made. This one has a feather. I think that came in a package from something from Boho Daydreams from Sheila. I buy trims from her, so sometimes she sends me these little things because she's a sweetie. Die cuts, tags, fibers, anything just have laying around. I really like this one. There's another one I really like too that has this autumn theme. I think I'm going to use one of these when October rolls around again for my October daily. This is the one I really like that I'm thinking might look good on my October daily. What do you guys think? I love this faux leaf. It's really, really pretty. There's a blue one. Oh, I like this one too. This one was also one I was thinking about for my October daily because, I don't know, it just seemed fallish to me. It's a die cut. Oh, this one's so cute. Look at this tea card. So adorable. This I just stamped. Yeah, so, I mean, and none of this stuff is like, spectacularly inspiring on its own, but for some reason when you put everything together, it kind of, I don't know, does it for me. Here's another tea card. It might be cigarette cards too. To me, they're the same thing. And this has this really large like pin like you do for a scarf or a kilt. I think that one's upside down because that flower looks like it grows that way. This is a little Tim Holtz, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, this one's cute. I made this one when I was making those fairy journals. Oh, this one's cool. This is like, I think this is a cigar band. Cool, huh? Here's another tea card. And there's a little charm here with an owl because this has like a woodsy theme. Oh, it goes this way. Oh, you hear my stomach growl? I didn't eat lunch yet. Okay, so I had made these a while ago. I just thought they were kind of cool and like literally like went together. I made all these in I don't know, a couple of hours just screwing around trying to use up my scraps. And then watching another YouTube channel, I do not remember who this one was. I ran into this person called, I guess her name is Marguerite Miller, maybe? Anyway, I have it written down somewhere in here and I'll read it when I get to that page. But what she does is she has a website and she puts out all these like journaling prompts, but they're more like collage journaling prompts or bullet journal journaling prompts. So I decided I was just going to take some papers and fold them up and start doing some of the prompts. And it's very, very addictive. I mean, I don't know how beautiful my pages would be considered. But okay, so like this little tiny page right here is one assignment. And on this assignment, we were supposed to use a flower, something royal, something with wheels, something found underwater, a formula, and as a bonus, if you used a measurement. So here's my flowers. Here's my something royal. It's the crown. Something with wheels. It's this antique car. Something found underwater would be this mermaid. A formula. Well, this isn't really a formula, but it did say what you would consider a formula. And I think this is like breaking down British pounds and pence. And I don't know. I don't understand how British money works. But and then the bonus was a measurement. So I had these paper rulers. I think they might have actually been Tim Holtz, but I'm not sure. So that was my first assignment. And I was like, ooh, this is kind of fun. So try some more. So here, am I even in frame? So here's my second assignment. And this was supposed to include a poem, song lyrics or a song title, white space, which is the hardest thing for me because, yeah, I'm an over-embellisher from way back. A group of 3, a person, and the bonus thing was wood. So, my poem, I cut this out of a children's book. I think it was like called My Garden or something like that. The Rose in My Garden. Yeah. I had that as a used book. And the song lyrics or song title, I pulled this off of some sheet music that I had. It's called With You on My Mind, I Find I Can't Write the Words. My white space isn't really white. It's this cork area over here, unless you consider this white space white. Group of 3, 3 buttons, 3 cogs. I actually had 2 groups of 3. And then a person, 2 people. And the bonus was wood. Now I used cork, which also comes from trees, because I was too lazy to go get my embossing folder that made wood grain, and I thought, well, this is closer to real wood than that is. So that's what I used. What else? I think that's it for this page. I really like these faux petal washi. I bought a lot of those from like AliExpress or something recently because I had these rose petal ones that I loved and they did not have them. My daughter had given me those and she got them like on clearance at like Michael's or something. But that's what started my journey with these faux flower petal washis. Okay, here was the next page I worked on. This tag actually, I'm going to read you that tag when I get there because that has the name of the person whose prompts these actually are. So this assignment says something related to coffee, watercolor, something round, something alive, rubber stamping in 2 colors, and geometric shapes. So this was hard for me because I had to work a newer kind of thing in there. Like if they had said tea, I could have stayed vintage, but coffee, I don't know, to me coffee's not really vintage, even though it can be vintage, but to me it's not vintage. So I had this really wide washi that I had just gotten that had all these different kind of coffee makers and just like sentiments about coffee. And yeah, so I decided that was my coffee element. Watercolor was really hard for me. I actually did a watercolor painting. It was really super bright of a flower garden, which I hated. And I thought I ruined my whole page. So I covered that up with lace so you can still vaguely see the watercolor garden through it. And my page, I don't hate so much. So I don't know if that's cheating. I still included the element, but I really felt like it ruined my page. So did not keep it the way it was. Something round, I had these that were round, and then I just used that Tim Holtz stencil that looks like cup rings and splashes because I thought that added to my coffee element, and I thought that was cool. Something alive, there's a bunny on this page, there's a butterfly on this page, rubber stamping in 2 colors. Now on this page, these are both stickers, but this is a piece of paper that I created to mimic the stickers, and I used rubber stamps and I used multiple colors. I used 2 colors of ink on that. I also used 2 colors of ink stamping behind my prompt. Geometric shapes, circles. This is a geometric shape, a rectangle is a geometric shape, and then I actually made a tag which also had something alive on it. Isn't he cute? Look at that frog. And I said, I found out about Marguerite Miller and her prompts to help improve your collage journal skills. I've created this journal to engage in improving my collage skills and using up some of my stash. Some of the prompts are really hard to work with using all of the items suggested, especially when using my normal aesthetic. For example, I did a full watercolor border on the facing page because of the prompt, watercolor. I hated it, thought it ruined my page, and covered it with lace. So that is that. And let's see what my next page was. I just started doing this one night this week, so I didn't get very far in my book. Like I said, my pages are not, the best pages in the world, but I found it very, I don't know, it's just interesting to do. Okay, so this prompt says, use instructions, a key, a piece of clothing, or fragment of clothing, crossword puzzle or newspaper puzzle, poem, and bonus is a doodle. So I obviously have not bound this yet. I probably won't until I'm finished. This was one of the those things that I showed you to begin with, like my collages using my leftovers. So this includes sorry, which would be a piece of clothing. This is also sorry, which would be a piece of clothing. This is lace, and sorry trim, which all might be considered a piece of clothing. I couldn't find a crossword puzzle. I couldn't find a newspaper puzzle, but I found some vintage newspaper, so I put that in here. This was instructions on, like, typing something out on a keyboard, when to use brackets, when to use braces, when to use, combination character signs. Here's my poem, which is also from that book about the rose in the garden. Here's my doodles. I just punched out these little tags, and then this is like the extent of my actual art. I did this little doodles there. which is not very exciting. Here's my key, which was part of it, and I think that is all my items. Okay, then my next page is just this little tiny piece right here. And so the assignment was something written in your non-dominant hand. I'm ambidextrous, but I usually write with my right hand. My dad is also ambidextrous. I'm not sure if he knows how to write anymore because he has Alzheimer's, but he frequently did a lot of things with both of his hands. However, we can write with both hands. It does look like a kindergartner did it. Okay, so anyway, this is my non-dominant handwriting, and it says assignment 43, collage practice written with my non-dominant hand, April 2021. Then it says graph paper, which is this piece back here is graph paper. Something that splashes, so I used that splash stencil again, and I used real ink and made splashes on there. Something that represents summer, so I have these little tiny sun and leaf charms up there with a little tag that represents summer to me. Something stenciled, well, my splashes were stenciled, so I assumed that would be okay for something stenciled. And the bonus was something musical, and I tore up a little music paper, sheet music, and used that as the background. So that was that assignment. This assignment 44, geometric shapes, something with fins, a plant, a form or a portion of a blank form filled or not, electronic, whatever that means to you, it said, and something used in an office. So these two portions right here are what I used for that assignment. My geometric shape was things are large squares. This back is made of lots of rectangles and squares that were put together. These tags are a geometric shape. This film strip is a geometric shape. So, something with fins. I used this cut apart from this paper pad that I had been using because it has fins, but it's like steampunky. I don't know. It's beautiful paper. I love this paper. And so that's what I used for something with fins. A plant. Now this had, underwater plants. I did some die cuts on just using white for some leaves. This is an actual skeletal leaf, so that's technically truly really a plant. This back here is a form that needed to be filled in, but I just used this background. It was not filled in. Electronic. I had a hard time with that because everything else was so vintage. So technically I used this light bulb. Technically this would be electric, not electronic, but it said whatever electronic means to me, and to me you need the electronic flip of a switch to, trigger electric and make the bulb light up. I don't know. I'm reaching a little bit maybe. And then it said something used in an office was your bonus. I had this rub on that was typewriter ink, book, and scissors. And so that was how I completed that assignment. And this page is assignment 46, which includes something from a magazine, anything that starts with the letter K, an art scrap, a doodle, a formula, whatever that means to you, and something related to coffee. This lady must really like coffee because she uses that one in a lot of her prompts, and that's hard for me. So this page over here, the background is a page from a magazine. I actually received this in Happy Mail. I don't know what magazine it came from, but it was about flower arranging, and it was a beautiful page. So I used that as my something from a magazine. Anything that starts with letter K. I felt kind of cheating using a key again, but I had already dug them out, and and it's my book, so I couldn't think of anything, like, because what am I going to put on here, like a kangaroo? I wanted it to be cohesive, so that's the hardest part. is using all these things that are not technically cohesive items and trying to make it cohesive. I think I did okay. And art scraps, so I used one of those collages that I had made with, scraps of lots of things. I particularly care for this one. I think it's beautiful. A doodle, so I doodled a little border around here. Formula, I used another piece of that page that was the pence, the hay pennies and such broken down. I know it's not technically a formula, but it said whatever that means to you, and that's what it meant to me. Something related to coffee. I had, again, a different new coffee washi. So that is what I did with that prompt. And that is as far as I've gotten. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think. I think y'all should try this. It's kind of like really a cool thing. Like, you really have to think sometimes to get all these things into your idea and still make it your style and still make it cohesive and attractive. And I don't know. I think I did an okay job. It really sparked my creativity. I think it's just something really cool to do. And I think y'all should try it maybe. Let me know if you do. And if you do and you film it, let me know because I really want to see. I love looking at other people's stuff too as well. So I'm going to start working on my next design project for Release the Craft In. It's for Beltane, which is a pagan holiday, May 1st, like May Day. It's like their May Day. So that's going to be my next project. And I just joined someone who I really, really like and have watched for years, started Patreon, and I finally broke down and I'm like, okay, I'm joining their Patreon. And they have a tutorial that I think I might try and follow for my next project. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, so that's what my week's been like. I don't know. I hope you all have had a good week, and I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're still wearing your mask, getting your vaccination if it's available to you. Take care of one another. Be kind to each other. And I'll see you guys again soon. Love you. Bye.